Let me at the very beginning thank uh, uh, the Life of Science team, and of course, the entire webinar is happening in the context of the Seema Singh episode, which is very the infamous Seema Singh, the casteist professor of IIT Kharagpur, who basically abused the SC/ST PD students, which is not really new. But then when there was this Twitter storm which was going on, the DV activists and all the allies, those who are basically uh, you know uh, 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 giving storming the Twitter, we were basically trending with end casteism in IITs, right? And that's when me and Sayantan, we both were thinking that we should be doing something. There should be a webinar or something like that. There should be a greater kind of discussion on this, and that needs to be recorded, right? Uh, for a greater number of audience. So having said this, let me sort of very briefly, tell you my own experiences and my own, uh, words on the whole issue that is casteism, caste, and caste-based discriminations, atrocities, violence in the campuses of higher education. That actually happens everywhere, right from the primary to the higher education. But then today we are basically trying to talk about, what is going on in India's top, educational institutes, from the IITs, from the state universities, if there are any, from the central universities, and the science and tech institutes, the think tanks, basically. So the of course the myth of caste and caste based the Savarna understanding of merit as it goes, of course, is very, very reductionist, and we all know that how it goes. It basically sort of this is basically done to keep the institutes of higher education. That is across, that's in the media, that's in others, public spheres, in other institutions, right from bureaucracy and other judiciary and other places. But in the academic spaces, the Savarna gatekeeping is done in a very, very violent way, and that is through various means, from the epistemological patronage, from the from reducing the identities of the students from the marginalized communities uh, to making atrocious comments, and in fact normalizing on looking down on the marginalized caste students. So this is quite being normalized in India, and this also has become global. And this is happening, of course, at a time when we all know that the Cisco case is in front of us. In the Cisco case, you would know that the two IIT fellows, those happen to be Savarna fellows, those are working in the Silicon Valley in Cisco, and they basically discriminated on the basis of caste, a lower caste engineer there. So as Dr. Ambedkar said that, today there would be a time when Indians, the caste Hindus, would be traveling across the world. It will become a global problem, and it has really become a global problem. Caste is everywhere. But having said this, let me also very briefly tell you that in 1 or 2 minutes that my own experience in two central universities, basically in Hyderabad Central University and JNU, has been not really very good. It's been largely humiliating and traumatizing. and so was the case with many of my friends from the marginalized community groups. Today, when I teach in a university which is in a way, quote unquote, very progressive university, progressive in a sense that they are otherwise radical without interrogating the caste privilege, the caste Hindu supremacism of the upper caste professors, in fact upper caste students. So it's a kind of, uh, uh, double-edged sword for the marginalized caste students. But then we are living through a pandemic time, but this is a kind of double pandemic for the students from the marginalized communities, the SCs, STs, OBCs, and other, even sexually minority students. So, so for them, they are not only really fighting the social vulnerabilities that has exposed them with this COVID-19 pandemic, but then the whole COVID-19 pandemic also, brought us into the virtual platform, like, online teaching and things like that, and these also has become another kind of pandemic for the marginalized caste students and many of the, marginalized. And there have been cases where the online teaching is not really being affordable for the marginalized caste students, and which is what is happening. There has been cases where a lot of my students from the from the tribal areas, they failed to join my classes, the real-time classes, uh, on Google platforms, and they say that, sir, I'm not being able to connect with you because there's poor internet. They do not have even devices, quote unquote modern devices, to really get connected. So this is the kind of, so this whole pandemic amplified the whole vulnerabilities that is otherwise faced by the marginalized caste students. And now we have in front of us uh, uh, this casteist professor of IIT Kharagpur, Seema Singh, who happens to be an associate professor, and she was taking an online class, which was with SC, ST, and PD students, physically disabled students, and they, and she was heard in a video that she is calling them with with the words like bloody bastards and things like that, which is very traumatizing. But then at the same time, which is very interesting here, is that she is taking pride and she is sort of asserting her impunity, and that is quote unquote Savarna impunity, that nobody can really do me anything, right from the minority, the Ministry of Minority or Women Commission or SC/ST Commission. Uh, so this is how the entire, not only Savarna gatekeeping is happening in the in the top institutes of India, but at the same time there is also Savarna impunity that exists. So they proudly assert that impunity in the face of the marginalized students, and this is for the first time she got caught with a video, and this is being recorded. But then there are some underlying ways of doing uh, uh, perpetuating caste-based discriminations. And in the case of Bengal, I call it a Bhadralok politeness, where they very politely they will discriminate you, and and that is everywhere, from JNU, from HCU to Jadavpur. Some of it you will never understand. It's like in the during the interviews, when a marginalized caste student scores handsomely, but then score is given 0 or 1 out of 20 kind of thing during the interview. So that kind of underlying discrimination goes on. And some of the campuses otherwise assert that they are very radical, but they will never talk about Ambedkarite Periyarite tradition. or full AI tradition, and but then they will go on celebrating the Savarna man who is otherwise, who plagiarized his own student's thesis, Mr. Radhakrishnan. So this is largely the story of India's top institutes, where you have ample number of experiences, from Rohit to Anita to even in the case of medical institutes, there's Pyle Tadvi case, and then you have the AIMS cases that keep on coming. There are many cases in IITs, and of course in the central universities, JNU, HCU, everywhere. And then the subtle isolation, humiliation, and segregation that actually keeps on happening, and there is no end to it. So that is in a way invisible, but then that is experienced in a almost on a daily basis by the students from the marginalized communities. And basically the Savarna gatekeeping of educational institutes, or maybe the knowledge production, or maybe the pedagogical domain is done to not only isolate or to otherize the students from the marginalized communities, but they are also being told in a way, in an invisible way, that this is not your place and you are quote unquote not meritorious. So there, this whole Savarna understanding of merit has also, as I say, that has reduced the India's higher education domain to nothing, because as I keep on writing this, that if the Savarna merit, the way it is being eulogized by the Savarnas, if it is so much in a way qualitative, then why you do not have an Edinburgh or an Oxford or a top institute here in India? So it is basically the failure of the Savarna merit. So right from the vice chancellor to the registrar to the deans to the head of the departments, everywhere you have the Savarna person who is basically running the system, running that particular domain. So this is broadly the case everywhere. In almost, you name any institute, you will see a Savarna person sitting over it. So with these words, I'll keep on coming back, and we'll keep on interacting with all the panel. We have basically a power-packed panel. All of them are quite, some of them will be sharing their lived experiences, and some are basically fighting this whole, the segregation of the marginalized communities, the way it is being done by the Savarna professors, even Savarna students at times. So we have, let me very quickly then introduce this very impressive panel.